Candidates Forum featuring candidates for Roseville City Council. As he mentioned, my name is Kathy Souza. I'm a member of the League of Women Voters, and I'll be the moderator for tonight's forum. This forum is co-sponsored by the League of Women Voters of Placer County and the Roseville Coalition of Neighborhood Associations. The League of Women Voters is a nonpartisan, not-profit organization of women and men established to promote political responsibility through informed, active participation in government. The League does not support, oppose, or evaluate political candidates or parties. Can you hear me all right in the back? Should be louder. Okay, I'll hold it a little closer. The format for today's forum will be as follows. Each candidate will make a 2-minute opening statement, followed by questions from the audience, and the candidates will respond to each question and will have 90 seconds for their response. Finally, the candidates will have 2 minutes to make a closing statement. There are no cards available for the audience members to write questions. If you need a card or have one to turn in, please raise your hand and a volunteer will come around and pass out or collect the no cards from you. I'm going to review the questions before I ask them to ensure that the questions cover a range of issues and no duplications and nothing terribly inflammatory. I ask that you not address the question to a specific candidate because I'm going to ask the question of each candidate. And we'll have as many questions as time allows. It looks like we've got a lot of questions already, and we're going to have to close the forum at 9 o'clock. So what I would ask is if the candidates could please stand by a little bit after the forum. If you have any other specific questions of them, they should be able to answer for you. And in the interest of time and decorum, I'm going to ask the audience to hold all applause or comments until the end of the forum. And now I would like to introduce the candidates who are running for Roseville City Council. Phil Osnick, Carol Garcia, Bonnie Gore, Tracy Mendonza, Pauline Rakucci, and Scott Alvord. Thank you very much for participating tonight. And now we're ready to begin, starting with our opening statements. Each candidate will have 2 minutes for their opening statement, and we'll begin with Mr. Osnick.
I'm Bill Osnick. I have lived in Roseville for 33 years. I spent 33 years in the Air Force, retiring as a colonel. 4 years on the City Council, bringing you Sun City, Roseville, and 17 years as chairman of Friends of Roseville. I have a master's in business administration from the University of Michigan and a doctorate in public administration from USC. I am the taxpayer's friend. As chairman of FOR, I headed repealing the illegal utility users tax in 1997, saving you about $150 a year. As a life member and president of the Historical Society, I headed the Restoring Carnegie Library into the Carnegie Museum, bringing us Amtrak and placing the ice bridge over Dry Creek. I am a life member of American Legion and VFW and former commander of both. I'll put the same energy into my duties as your council member as I've done in all my 30-some years in Roseville. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Garcia?
Thank you. I want to first of all thank RCONA and the League of Women Voters for putting on this forum this evening for our candidates. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm Carol Garcia, and I've served on your Roseville City Council since 2007. Before that, I served on a number of city committees and commissions over the years, and I feel that that experience really has served me well since I've been on the council. I have a passion for serving. I like to be able to listen to the residents and see what their needs are and be able to act on what they need quickly. My roots are in Roseville. I'm a 5th generation Roseville resident. I come from the Fittement family. We settled here in 1849. I graduated from CSUS in 1980. I've been married for 31 years to my husband Orlando, and we have 2 grown daughters who are 30 and 26. I've spent the last 32 years working in community banking, and I feel that the banking experience has been good for me on the city council in reading budgets, reviewing financial information, and has helped in my decision-making process that I've done on the council. I volunteered for the last 3 decades in a number of nonprofit organizations, and If I am re-elected to retain my seat, I want to make sure that we have safe and secure neighborhoods, a financially sound and balanced budget, continue that, provide quality water and reliable, cost-effective energy, provide sound land use planning, provide road improvements and traffic solutions, and expand our youth and senior programs. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Gore?
Good evening. Thank you all for joining us tonight. It's great to have an opportunity to share with you my background and my vision for the city and why I'm running for Roseville City Council. I love living in the city of Roseville, and I would think most of us would agree with that. And that's why I'm running, because I want Roseville to continue to be the best community in Northern California. I've lived and worked here for the past 15 years. My husband and I have a son who's a junior at Wood Creek High School. I have a business degree from Santa Clara University, and I work for the largest employer here in the city of Roseville. As a businesswoman, I've had the opportunity to manage numerous projects that have required building relationships with local business leaders, elected officials, community leaders, and school leaders. And I've had that opportunity to build and forge partnerships throughout the greater Sacramento and Placer County regions. In addition, my experience for working as a field representative for a local state senator has really allowed me to understand the issues that the state government, how those state government issues affect local governments, and the understanding how important it is that local cities have to stand up and fight for our rights as local cities. I currently sit on the Roseville Transportation Commission. I've had the opportunity to serve on the Roseville Grants Commission, as well as the Sustainability Committee and the Centennial Committee. I'm an active Chamber of Commerce member, served on several committees, and chaired the Government Relations Committee, as well as the Leadership Roseville Steering Program. I'm the founder of the Lighthouse Counseling and Family Resource Center, which is a nonprofit in Lincoln, and I had the opportunity to help build that organization from the ground up. Now, 7 years later, it has an operating budget of over $700,000, and we serve about 3,000 members every year. I'm running because I want to make sure Roseville continues to be a safe, livable, and prosperous community, and that our city is committed to being fiscally responsible and responds to our residents' needs and concerns. Thank you.
Mr. Mendonça?
Good evening. I'd also like to thank everyone for the invitation to be here this evening. My family and I have been in this community for many years, and there's no other place that we would rather call home than here in Roseville. I'm a former special agent who answered the call to serve my country after 9/11. I currently handle the compliance, government regulation, and auditing for a local communications company that provides deaf, hard of hearing, and interpretation video relay services for the hard of hearing community. I'm also a former college chair and current instructor over at Heald College, where I teach in the areas of criminal justice as well as government. I attended Christian Brothers High School, later went on to receive my degree in criminal justice, as well as completing the FEMA Emergency Management Institute, where I took several classes on city planning, emergency planning, and decision making. I understand the need for a strong local government, and having worked in government as an agent and now with government in the regulatory field, I understand what we would need if I was elected on the city council, and I would know where we could alleviate bottlenecks, where we could alleviate red tape, and how we could streamline the processes. I'm a proud Eagle Scout, and I believe in seeing things through to the end. I would not make a commitment such as this if I was not able and willing to complete it all the way through. If elected, I promise to work hard for all of you, the residents, and I hope that you'll entrust me with your vote on November 6th and allow me to not only earn your vote, but earn your respect as well. Thank you.
Ms. Ricucci?
Good evening. Thank you all for being here. It's nice to see such a large crowd here. Again, I'm Pauline Ricucci. I'm mayor of the city of Roseville. I've lived in Roseville all my life, as my husband has. Our family goes back about 100 years here in this area. I have 4 children and 6 grandchildren. They're all locally in this area. I attended CSUS. I have my Bachelor's of Science degree in nursing. I'm a nurse at Mercy San Juan Hospital, and you'd see me there right now. I have a very strong interest in Roseville. I've been a former mayor in 1989 and on council for 9 years. My emphasis has been water and electricity. You will see a lot of my background is on water boards and electric boards, which have given me the experience of working on national committees, bringing that information back to the cities so that we can be able to keep our rates low, and be able to have our reliability there. Why am I running again? I believe that we have core services that we need to make sure that we can provide to our community. Matter of fact, that is what a city is. You have your police and your fire to make your city safe and healthy. You have your water and your electricity, which we're very blessed that we have, which keep our rates low and keep them reliable. We have our park system, our library system, that's very important to us, and we've been able to keep those hours open and making sure that it can really function for us. And we have a great transportation system. With my background in water and electricity and land use planning, I was on the Planning Commission for 3 years. I bring that expertise of what makes a city work and also working with the community. I believe that's a core part of it, is that I have an open door policy. My phone number that you see on any of my literature is my home phone. And you can call me, and I want to have that one-to-one relationship with you and know what's going on in your mind and how we can help you. Thank you.
Mr. Alvord?
Because City Council directly affects our lives more than any other vote you can make in November, I really appreciate you coming out here this evening and learning which candidates you want to choose to help run your city. I'm a 25-year resident of Roseville. I married my high school sweetheart, Karen, and we raised our 7 children here. We have adopted 4 relatives, and we have 3 birth children, and our 4 older children have grown families. We have 7 grandchildren. Got an 8th one in the oven. I have a Bachelor's of Science in Computer Science, and I earned a Master's in Business Administration from CSU Sacramento. I'm also a graduate of the Leadership Roseville program. I have more than 26 years of business experience, and it's not because I worked for a business or sat on a board type business experience. It's because I started 3 companies from the ground up, and I learned how to go through the plan checking permits, learned how to do payroll, dealing with all the different taxes of state, local, federal, sign permits, you name it. That's the kind of business experience I have. Although I have worked for big companies and I have sat on boards. I own Advanced Development Concepts. It's a technical and business consulting company. I help a lot of small businesses, often for free, helping them grow their business. Most people know me through A Dash of Panache, a restaurant down on Vernon Street. It's a tea parlor, and we've brought in tens of thousands of customers to the downtown area. And I own a corporation called Fellowship Networking. We set up chapters in different cities to help Christian business owners come together and learn how to grow their businesses. I've been elected as the president of the Downtown Roseville Merchants for the last 6 years, and I've served the community diligently. I was appointed by City Council to the Roseville Revitalization Committee, and before that, the Personnel Board and the Downtown Roseville Specific Plan Steering Committee. I've been heavily involved in revitalization. I've served on the Chamber's Revitalization Committee, now called the Core Committee. I've been part of numerous economic development groups, meetings, conferences, and projects around the city. I learned how to analyze national corporations as a senior examiner for CAPE, giving prestigious Malcolm Baldrige Awards. And I really would appreciate your vote. This is really important to me.